Hello and welcome back to our little winter wonderland. Today it's so beautiful down here. It's getting close to Christmas and I love having all this snow at our cabin. It looks so pretty. It makes it a little bit difficult coming down the driveway though, but it was a beautiful walk in. Eric and I are down here today working on putting some wood on one of our walls that we're going to be putting a permanent propane heater on, just so we can keep the cabin above freezing when we're not here, since we don't live here all the time or at all yet because it's not ready yet. But we are going to have that just to keep our cabin warmer during the winter months. So I thought I'd bring you guys along and show you our progress today and to show you how beautiful it is down here in the snow. It's my favorite time of year down at our cabin. So this wall behind us is the one that we're going to put the wood on, and that's what we're doing today, seeing how much we can get on, and then Eric and my dad are going to work on putting the propane heater on. So let's get started. Do I just have to stand one side?
Yeah.
So the wood that we're using for this is just some rough lumber that we're doing a light sanding on, and then we're just putting on the wall. I think it's a spruce. We got it a few years ago actually. It was cheap. So what we've been doing is I've been doing the sanding, a little bit of sanding, and then Eric's been cutting and putting on the wall. So we're gonna keep doing and see how much we can get done. Somebody likes to sit in the way. As close as she can get to you. She's funny.
Who's that?
Hello. Oh,
Come down for a visit?
YouTube that would only share like
supper? Yeah, you wanna have supper?
Me and your dad were to come down after supper, or what are you?
I think so, that's the plan. So we got done quite a bit of the wall. Eric and my dad are gonna work on putting that propane stove in this evening, and then hopefully it'll keep our cabin nice and above freezing anyways, maybe not too warm, but while we're not here. And so that's a nice thing to work on.
Why is it hit? They hit the side of the stud.
It's just a little piece there. I'm hitting something not letting me go.
Nail it.
Good morning. So it's the next day down at our cabin, and as you can see, we didn't really get to where we had hoped to get to. I'm sure many of you might be able to relate to this, where you think a project's going to take a few hours and then you start it and some tool's not there, or it's harder than you think and it takes about twice as long. So we're going to need another day for finishing up our propane wall heater, but that's okay. We have a start on it and it's not that cold yet down in the cabin. So for our heater last night, my dad and Eric, they put up that template you can see behind me, and it just shows you where you need to put the hole for the vent that goes through the wall. And so they started cutting out the hole. They didn't put it all the way through because they knew they weren't going to have time to actually finish it last night. It was getting quite late. So instead of putting a hole right through the wall for animals to come into, that they just left it that way, and we'll finish it up the next time we're back here working on our cabin. I am glad to have this wood on the wall. I think it looks really nice. I like how it looks rough, and it was a pretty simple thing to do. And Eric said he's glad because you can hang a picture anywhere on a solid wood wall. You don't need to try to find a stud. So he's happy about that. So I've had quite a few people ask me about the inside of the cabin, especially one of my videos I did a time lapse of our build and I showed the outside, but I didn't show the inside, and that's because our inside's not done yet. But I'll do another video sometime when our cabin is actually finished on the inside and showing it all. But I thought I'd show you a little bit of what we do have done in the cabin on the interior. So inside we have all the studs done, all the insulation done, and all like our rooms are laid out and framed up, but we don't actually have any wood on the wall, so we're planning on doing that over the winter. We'll pick away at it as we have time. We do have the gyprock on the bathroom, some of it. We had to do that just so we could put some things in on the walls for the solar system. But the layout is that as you come in the front door, you walk into what will be our little tiny living room. We have our wood stove, and in the living room is a staircase going up to the loft. Behind the living room is a little area where we did this wood wall for the heater, is where our dining table will be, in that little nook underneath the loft section. And then we also have our kitchen will be right beside that, so just in behind where the stove is. And then back at the back of the cabin, we have our bathroom and we have a bedroom. And then up in the loft, when you go up the stairs, it looks out over the living room, like the walkway. And then we have the main bedroom, which is the largest bedroom or room in the cabin. And I have a little tiny bedroom beside the big bedroom, and I think it's really cozy. I can almost stand up in it. Eric can stand up in the tallest section. So our walls in the loft area aren't a full normal height. They're only, I think they're 5 feet or 4.5 feet. So I can stand up in them almost all the way, not quite all the way, but I'm pretty short. So most people can't actually stand up. They'd be good for like a child or something, and it makes it nice and cozy. So that's the layout of our cabin and a little bit of what it looks like right now on the inside. As you see behind me, it's a little bit messy right now because it's still a construction site. And so we're looking forward to getting it more done and just picking away at it slowly. We don't actually live on the property here where our cabin is. So right now we live about an hour and a half away from where our cabin is, and we work there. And so we just come back and work on the cabin when we have time off and are able to get away. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.